freeze at the thought of starting a painting? Do you stare at a blank sheet of paper or a white canvas and wonder, how do I even start? If so, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you a way to easily start a painting. Hello, my name is Lynette Melnyk, and I am an artist, coach, creativity and communication expert, and I'm here to help you on your journey. So when you're staring at this page and you're wondering, okay, should I use a graphic pencil? Should I use a charcoal pencil? Should I use a brush? What do I do? What things do I think about? And that just freezes you. That fear of making that first mark, it's so debilitating. And so sometimes what I do is I will take another page and I'll warm up with this, or even I'll start another painting, and it's a leftover painting of what I've used before, so it's not blank. And this is what I want to tell you about, is let's start with what you have right now. For example, I love books. See, there's mine from grade 5. I bought a baseball book, and I loved baseball at the time. And so I still have all of these books from my childhood. So I'm going to take some of their pages and I'm going to use them to start my painting, because automatically this is what I have to start with. It's not that blank page, but instead there's something on it. So at least it's not as intimidating as it was before. And this is what I'll do quite a few at a time, and so that way I can work on many, and if I get frustrated with one, I'll turn to the other one. And I'll do various different things. And I want you to try just making marks and doing things on the page. It can be broad strokes and making thick lines like this. And then maybe adding a really thin one and making wonderful ischemic lines on it, which I love to do. I love lines. That's not bad. What I love to do as well is make an impression on it on another piece of paper. And that little bit of texture on the duplicate is always so wonderful. I absolutely love that. And so then I may try just to use thin lines without anything in the background. Just start working and moving and getting your wrist and your mind a little bit free to opening up with different things to do. Charcoal pencil. What will it do? Try it. If you don't like it, it's not working for you. This one is not working for me whatsoever. I'm going to go to my marker. And this marker is kind of run out of ink. Oh dear. Okay, I need to buy a new marker. But that's even, it doesn't have to be a full marker. That texture that's left behind, that's pretty good. And if I don't like it, I just cover it up. Different angles, thinking of thick strokes, thin strokes. What else can I do? I could grab a brush. I could grab a sponge. Then I take the gradation of the paint and work with that, which I really like because it adds that little essence. And I do something with this page. That one's not working whatsoever. Let's go back to this one. I actually love that faded part in there of the gradation of the black. I'm going to keep that one for a bit. Now, and this is just thinking on the go. Will this one get any better if I add some white? And then it's just not working. And I go through this. If I don't like something, I just keep working it, practicing, getting a little bit loose. What else can I do? Can I add a little bit of piece of paper on it? Will that break up the page? Will that do something with the composition? A lot more paint. It's looking like a big blob of gray. Even if I try to do little marks on it, I think it might be a bit too far gone. Yeah, That one's gone. This one I still love. I love the textures. And then this one. So when I get warmed up, and then I might bring some things that I've already been working on. These are 3 collages that I've done in the past. And I started working on them exactly what I did before. And then I just look at them again, fresh eyes. Let's make some more marks on the page. And what do you do? What do you suggest? Grab a brush that you may love. This one is an older brush, and actually the bristles on it are hard, and so it makes quite a nice texture on the page. So I like trying different things with that. Maybe adding a little bit more paper. Something's a little bit too big on the composition, too much on the composition, too much sameness. I might add something. And because these are just little quick things, sometimes I just use the paint as the glue just to keep going, so I don't have to stop and grab something else and actually glue something onto it. So I want you to try something. Try something and keep working at it. Getting loose, there's no judgment here. There's no fear. A lot of times when you're frozen with fear, it could be a fear of messing up, fear of making that wrong marks, of ruining it. And a lot of times what I do when I reach a point with a painting and I don't know what to do because I just love parts of it, I take my phone and take pictures of the parts that I love. And that way at least I have them so that the fear is at least lessened when I go back. And it's not as much, oh, I'm going to ruin it, because I still have that photograph where I can go back to and go, oh, I know I made those marks and I loved them. But what you really need to do to get out of that, when that fear is facing you, is just like I'm doing now, just put it into action. And action will conquer fear, no matter what kind of action you do. It could be the bad action in the sense of, oh my gosh, I messed that up, I shouldn't have. And then when you think, I really want to have an undo button in real life, and I do that a lot. I think that and I go, oh, I can't do that. Okay, I have to go back, and this is real life. And I go back and grab some other tool, like maybe this one's a little plastic knife, and I just make marks on it, makes a little bit different marks. Will it work on something else? Take some paint off. And again, I have more than one going at a time. So when one doesn't work as well, I go to the other one. So with this one, not as pleased with it at this point. So now I'm just free to, there's no intimidation. I am free to do whatever I want on it because I don't like it at this point. And I love that because that's where the magic starts to really happen. And this one I'm using just a little squeeze bottle. I've put paint in it so I can use it as a marker, but I can get thick and thin, which I really like on that because then I can do it. And then I go back to using a sponge, creating, now that the lines have created some sort of definition on it, can I add a little bit of more contrast and a little bit more solid shapes so I can contrast with what's happening with the thin lines. And this isn't bad. It's starting to be okay. I like how the black shape is not a defined shape by a brush. And so it's just going with the flow of the lines that I've created before. Turning the painting always, no matter if it's small or large, it's always nice to see the balance of it. That's not too bad. Needs a little bit extra. More layers. I'm actually quite liking this one. I'm going to let this one sit, I think, for a while after I add these couple extra little spots that extend into that white space, just so I can activate that whiter space a little bit more. I think I'm going to leave that for now. The more I look at it, the more I do like it. I will show you more in other videos. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. And also, please hit the subscribe button to learn more. See you next time.